today I welcome you back to our classes at Palm Hopes Foundation, Elite Schools. I'm still your friend Ahebwa Martin. So today we are going to be tackling something called a table. How do you create a table in Microsoft Word? So how do you create a table and how do you edit a table in Microsoft Word? So without wasting a lot of time, let's go to the table creation format. So how do you create a table in Microsoft Word? Number one thing is you have to be knowing how to open up a Microsoft Office. So let us open up a Microsoft Office document. So we click on, we select all programs. So here these all programs. Then we can choose to get it by double clicking on this link here on Microsoft Word 2013 here by just double clicking on it. So if we double click on it, it will open, but that one is not the correct procedure of opening up Microsoft Word. Here we are just using a link. So let's say that we are using the real procedure. So we click on start. Then in all programs, we select Microsoft Office. Here, Microsoft Office 2013. Then we select Microsoft Word 2013. In case you are using 2016, select that. 2010, 2007, you select that. You double click on it to open. So after it has reached here, we select blank document. Then after having our blank document created for us, it means that we have successfully opened Microsoft Word. So after opening it in this format, my dear friend, we are tasked to create a table and see how do you format a table, how do you edit a table. So one way is we are going to use insert format. Then in another video, we are going to see how to create it using shapes. So let us see. So to create a table, you click on insert. Here insert, then table. Then we can choose to draw a table or we can choose to insert a table. So to do this, we will use insert table. So on inserting table, we all know that a table is made up of rows and columns. So columns run from up to bottom, whereas rows move from the left to the right. So then we choose, for example, here in our table, they are saying that on insert table dialog box, we are going to choose the number of columns that we want our table to be having, at the same time the number of rows our table we need it to be having. So after doing that, we are going to click OK. So let us choose, let's say that our table has 4 columns. So 4 columns are the ones that run from up to bottom. Then rows, we can say it has 3 rows, and the rows are the ones which move from the east to west or from the right to the left. So then after that we click OK. So I think you can see our table here. So we want this table to give it what we call table column names or column heading names. So we are going to give it names. For example, we can say this table, for example, let's first move down our table, and to move our table down, we will first create there a space where we want it to move to. So for example, here we create that space. Then I will use this icon, this handle, this table icon handle to move it below. So after moving it below here, the space that I have created, I will give it, and I will define the heading of my table. So I can say a table showing student details. A table showing student details. Then I can choose to make this heading, this column name, meaning here I will be putting the names of the student. Then after putting the names of the student, I will also put another column, maybe getting age of the student, also getting class of the student, and also getting, let's say we are capturing parents' names. So parent names. So meaning that these ones are my column heading names. So I will come also here and start putting there names of my students. So I can say name of this student, I can call him, let's say is called Agaba Samuel. Agaba Samuel. Then has an age of 13 or 12, is in S1. Then parent name of Agaba Samuel is Tuinamasuko Twina Masiko Peter. Then I can continue and say I will give this person another name. So I can choose to say Ashaba Victor. Ashaba Victor. Then age, I can give this person age of 13. Then this person is also in S1. Then the parent is Baka Shaban Golet. Then I can also continue and put there another person called Kobsinje January. Kobsinje January. Then this person has 10 and is in S1 also. Then here I can say that the mother to the parent to this person is Nanjibwa Letitia. So this is my table. I've created it with a table heading and also I've filled in my details. But now let's say that I want to add another row. What do? I come here. Let's say I want to add another row and fill another student. So I highlight this row, the last row here. Then after highlighting it, I right click in the highlighted row. I right click. Then in the highlighted row, I say insert. So on the insert here, on this insert dialog box, I will choose insert rows below here. I will insert rows below. So after clicking on insert rows below, I will have a row created for me. So how do I do how do I fill the information there as how I have been filling the other information above? Let's say that you want to also create a column. Also, let's say that I want to create a column between class and parents' name. So what I will do is that I will highlight parents' names here, this column. Then I right click, I say insert columns. Then you choose, do you want columns to the left or columns to the right? So I want columns to the left. So if I say columns to the left, do you see how it has inserted for me the column? Now, I have a column created for me for the details. Let's say that I forgot to put there a column for let's say teachers, teacher, student teachers, student teachers, student teachers names. So let's say that I wanted to create names. I wanted to create the names of the teacher who teaches this student. So let's say I forgot. That is how we put a column. If I was to put it on the right, then I would have chose insert column to the right. So that is how we insert. But now, when you see our table, our columns, there is a lot of spaces here. These spaces. And the reason why we are having a lot of spaces is that we have these words are not fitting in the columns, so they are moving to the next line. But now we can reduce the size of the columns. How do we do that? By using this handle. We bring our cursor into the middle of our our column. For example, I will bring this cursor one, then I put it in the middle of the line here, then I left click and hold. I press on the left mouse button, then hold and move to the specific size that I want. So you see how I've reduced the size. So this is how I've reduced the size, and now I have my columns fitting. Then even to the rows, So for the rows here, I can choose to extend my table. Maybe I'll also reduce this one to here. See how I have created the space, how I've reduced the space of my table. Then on that, I can also continue. We can also continue and look at how do you format a table to look very attractive. So after I have finished creating my table, so how do you go on to format the table to make it look very good and wonderful? So hoping that you have understood everything in this video. So in our next video, we are going to be learning about how to format a table and make it more colorful. So thank you for staying here at Palm Foundation Elite Schools. I'm still your friend Ahebwa Martin.